Thank you, Susan, for coming on here today and taking time to give this just testimonial of your experience of Embodied by Design. And Susan actually first joined my program, Embodied Entrepreneur, which was like a year and a half ago now, I think.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. February.
Yeah.
February.
A year and a half ago. And that was more of a group coaching program, but I did also teach human design, and this certification program evolved from that. And I was so excited when you decided to join us. And
Oh,
so
yes.
you've been with me for a long time. And so I'm excited to just get a feel for your experience. And first of all, just tell us about you and your business. What is your business? What do you do?
My name is Susan. I have a business, Metasol Designs, which is macrame with crystals and macrame on denim jackets and other things, along with I do distant Reiki, oracle card readings, and I'm starting to incorporate human design readings into it. And I want to go more towards like a mentorship type with human design and thing. So that's it. I'm still refining that in my head to what I want, but that's where I'm kind of headed. So,
which I'm so excited for.
I'm so excited about that. So.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, so you're definitely like a multi-talented person. Yes. And so, which I feel like is a great segue into what is your design?
So I'm a 5/1 emotional manifestor.
Yes, you are. With cross of
left angle cross of informing.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So, obviously both emotional manifestors. I know there were a few emotional manifestors in your cohort, which was nice, I think, because it's nice to connect with people who have like a similar design to you, and then it's nice to connect with people who have a completely different design from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on that note, as far as this program goes, like I guess what was your experience inside of there, but also what were the parts of Embodied by Design that you felt really resonated with you? Because obviously there are a lot of programs out there, a lot of human design programs out there. And so what about this one was it that really resonated with you?
I like the way you present the information, just very straightforward, not like excessively wordy, and then just how I like the embodied part, just because embodying it, like you just really learn it so much better than if you just read it or hear it, it's like kind of practical application, which helps. Like, because I'm not like, it's a lot of information. I am not a person who memorizes anything. My brain just doesn't go there. And like now I can just pick up a chart and like I could spend an hour reading the chart without looking at a book, which amazes me. So it's just it's just the way you taught it that we've just like integrated it into our lives, and it makes it so much easier. And then, doing readings for each other and stuff like that, it's made it so much easier to just like absorb the knowledge without like studying or, having to memorize anything. So, yeah.
I love that. And that's, that was always my intention with this program, was creating a container like that. Hence the name, Embodied by Design.
It's the perfect name.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And as far as the container, obviously it was like a small, very intimate, like more higher touch, high support container. Like, was that your experience as far as, did you feel like you were able to connect over time with some of the people in there? And
yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Good.
Definitely. I like the smaller container where you kind of get to know everybody and know their design and, unfortunately I could only make every other call this time. So that kind of at the beginning took me a little while to get into that mode. But yes, I love the small container with like, you really get to know everybody, and like everybody I find it's easier also to learn from people because they have the experience with that thing that you're talking about. So it just from a, like how it's embodied in them, it's just so much easier to like, oh yeah, now I see that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, because they live it. So it's just, and you have so many different people with so many different designs. So it's kind of like really interesting that way.
Yeah, it's almost like in our Voxer chat, you can hear
Mhm.
people's design come through when
Yep.
they're talking,
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's one of my favorite parts too. So I love that. So as far as like your business goes,
Mhm.
I mean, I feel like quite a few things have changed in your business. And we didn't talk about this question beforehand, but I thought of it as you were
That's
talking.
okay. Yeah.
But you know, how do you feel like learning human design and going through the program has helped you change things in your business to feel like more aligned for you?
Definitely, it has helped me. Part of it, the big thing that I've embodied like this time around was rest and not feeling that root pressure to like, you have to do something, you have to do something. Like I was off last week. Normally I had like a list like, oh, I should do that and I have to do that and I have to like fix this account online that I forgot my password and they locked me out, like do all this stuff. I went to the beach 2 days. I read 6 books. I did a puzzle. I swapped my summer winter clothes. All right. I did one thing that was, like necessary, but like, but I didn't put pressure. I'm not putting pressure on myself. I'm kind of more going with the flow of my energy, which is really important, really important. So I did some videos too. So I did some videos to post, which is big for me, but it was fun. So
Yes, and that was amazing to watch. And but also through all of that, you still had a huge launch,
I did. I had a launch, my first launch of my jackets. So
which that was a lot of jackets.
it was a
And
lot of work.
but you were able to relax because not only did you embody really releasing the pressure, but you also really
Yes.
embodied leaning on support.
Yes, I did. I hired somebody to sew them on for me. I had somebody who was cutting my string, and I have somebody who's doing my Instagram posts for me. So it helped a lot. And I took the pressure off. Like originally I was like, oh, I want to get it done by this certain date. And I was like, no, if I don't get it done by that date, like it's okay. It'll get done when it's done. So I did take that pressure off too. So out of all that, I mean, because I have a full-time job too. So there's only so much you can do. And so, yes, getting support has been key, as a manifester, very key. So, yeah, that helped a lot. That helped a lot.
That's a big one. That's a big one. And so, and in your actual work too, because you're practiced at, with Reiki and Oracle cards and all of these beautiful like healing arts.
Mhm.
So how do you feel this new knowledge, human design, not that it's new to you anymore, but
Right.
how do you feel like this is really going to infuse into your work?
Oh, so much.
Yeah.
Just so much. Just the fact that it gets you in touch with I feel like it gets you in touch with your soul being, like who you really are inside and who you're supposed to be. And that with the healing, that's why I want to try to incorporate everything together in some way, like have the readings with like the mentoring and then like pull some cards and maybe like some healing energy, check what chakras are blocked, like because I think it's all connected. I mean, it's your energy body that is holds your human design.
Mm-hmm. I love that answer. And, you know, um, certainly with human design, you don't have to be like human design doesn't have to be your thing once you
Right.
learn human design. Because I know some people feel that pressure, like, oh, I've taken this program. Now I feel like I have to talk about it all the time. You actually don't, but it's just so impactful to know so much about
Mm.
a person before you even sit
Yes.
down in session with them.
Yes.
whether you want to brand yourself as a human design expert or whatever, it doesn't matter, but it's like how you incorporate that into all of the work that you do is so
Yeah.
impactful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. It's funny. I have
So,
a person I follow on Instagram who I'm gonna do her chart soon. Like she gave me the chart, but we haven't set up a time yet. And like I watch her stories and I'm like, oh yep, like undefined head and ajna. Oh yeah, undefined root, oh, open emotional center, like I see it and I'm like, every once in a while I'll send her a little like, hey, like, which is, and even deal with my daughter. I did a reading for my daughter and just to explain her like emotional wave and how it affects her and, don't judge it, just flow with it, like, hey, it's a down day, it's going to be a down day, so
I love that.
that I think for emotional defined people is like so important to learn, like how your emotional wave works and stuff like that.
It really is. And I think there are a lot of these amazing supportive tools to help you once you identify what's going on. And I
Mhm.
feel like human design really is like that tool. It's like a metal detector,
Right, like where to focus in.
Yeah, it finds the gold, and then you excavate it however you're going to excavate it. And
Yes.
yeah, and that's why I love how you're using it with all these other tools, because that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to take them through the entire process, not
Mhm.
just here's your human design reading.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
But
and here's how to incorporate it in your life, and here's like things to look at, and here's what how you can release this energy, and
yeah, I love
yeah,
that.
I love it too. I'm addicted to it. Like I'm like every person I meet, I'm like, God, can I ask them their birth information?
I know. I know. I feel like it's I see it blowing up already.
Mhm.
I love that so much. So, there are probably, if people are still watching, if they've made it this far watching this, it's because something about this program is really intriguing them. They feel really called to it, but for whatever reason, they're just like not quite sure. And
Mm.
maybe you were there too at one point
Oh
or
yeah,
another.
yeah. I'm
So
always
what would
skeptical.
you say?
So worth it. Oh my God, life changing, just impactful. Definitely. And going, it's helped me define my direction where I'm going. Cause I was just like, well, I don't like know what I'm going to do next. Now I kind of know what I'm doing next now. I'm getting there. I'm going through like details of my chart just to um, come up with like how I'm going to present things and but yeah, very like I'm not a person who like will go spend a lot of money on things, and this was so worth every cent. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Thank you, Susan. Thank you
you're
so
welcome.
much. And for taking the time. I really
And
appreciate
thank
it.
you for having such an amazing program.
I love you. And I feel too, like for me, and as a manifester, I know it's like sometimes it's hard to get past that barrier, but once you're in, and then it's
Yeah,
like once my people are my people, that's it,
yeah,
and you're one
yeah.
of my people. So I just love and appreciate you, and thank you again, and thank you to everyone who watched us.